because I personally, I'll speak for myself, I am tired of feeling unsafe in the city that I'm born and raised in. And when I say unsafe, it's not the city itself, it's the law enforcement of the city. And there's been too many shootings of black and brown people in the city of San Francisco by the SFPD. And it's never been that way. I've lived here pretty much all my life, you know. I had to leave for a short while, but I moved back. But, you know, I don't want to move back to a city where I might have to fear for my life by the people who are sworn to protect my life.
Okay, when did you start this hunger strike?
I started on Thursday, April 21st, around 10 o'clock in the morning. But it's probably a couple of hours prior to that before I even was my last meal, probably about 9 o'clock. So pretty much since the end of the day, one day, 3 o'clock.
Jack, do you have any knowledge of relationships with brothers and sisters that make up the Allen, I'm sorry, Woods Coalition or any other group that works against police brutality?
Say that again.
Do you have any knowledge of a relationship with
Oh,
the Barry Woods Coalition or anybody else?
I'm part of the Martin Woods Coalition. Myself and a few other people, you know. But, you know, first and foremost, I was part, you know, well, I am part of the black and brown people united against police brutality. So then, you know, what happened when I personally heard about what happened with Mario Woods, I know my friend Crypto was already part of the coalition, so then I became a part of the coalition, you know, to help support him as well. You know, I've been, you know, battling this for a while, ever since what happened in Washington. So that's basically how this even became. This was a seed that impact when Oscar Grant was killed. We were talking about doing a hunger strike, myself and so, you know, basically after what happened with the homeless guy with Jorge Ruiz, you know, that was kind of like, okay, the straw that broke the camel's back. You know, it's just like, okay, you know, enough is enough. We got to do something. You know, if we don't do something, it's just going to keep on happening. You know what I'm saying? And we're not a bunch of people who just like to keep talking and talking and talking. You know, you got to lead by example sometimes. You know, there's only so much you can do with your words. And so this seems to be the most dramatic thing that we can do. You know, I don't know. I mean, there's probably something else dramatic we can do, but, you know, chaining yourself to a building or whatever. But when you're putting your health on the line, you're making a statement to your city, you're making a statement to your community, you're making a statement to the people of authority who are behind all of this. You know, Mayor Ed Lee, you know, first and foremost, you know, you have a police commissioner who under his reign this is ridiculous. There's just too many black and brown people dying under Commissioner Sir's reign, and it shouldn't be, you know. And then I'm hearing through the grapevine that once upon a time, Commissioner Sir was a good person. He was all for the community. So what happened? You know that old saying, you know, bad company corrupts good character. And we all know how the police department is. It's a brotherhood, you know, and no matter how good the intentions are of a person, sometimes it gets corrupted by that brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? It happens, you know. But, you know, we don't want to generalize and say not all cops are bad, but none of the good cops are speaking up. No one's saying nothing. There can't be, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Man. Man, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's the problem, you know. I'm only 42, man, you know. I mean, mentally, I'm still young, you know. still, I like to go out, have a good time, socialize with my friends, but I don't want to go out and socialize with my friends and at the same time feel like I got to look over my shoulder for the police. Not look over my shoulder for a robber or some other individual trying to take my life. I gotta look out for the police. I can't even identify myself to the police because then that's just that stepping stone they use before they even gun you down or even try to falsely arrest you for something. So, and this happened to me before. It happened to me back in, what was this, like 95, I think it was, 94 maybe. I'm at a party down over on San Bruno Avenue and Silver. At that gas station on, what is that, the west north side. I think it used to be a Shell station. I don't know what it is now. All the gas stations are generic now. But anyway, the police came, broke up the party, whatever. People complained, loud music, I think I was, 22. So I'm walking up the street, man, and I gotta wait for my ride. You know what I'm saying? I came down there with someone who drove me down there. That's been my whole thing in life now. That's why I like to own a car, because I like to come and go as I please. I don't like to feel like I have to wait on nobody now. That's why I like to have my own car, living in San Francisco. But anyway, so the party's down the block, another half block away. I gotta wait for my ride. The car is right across the street where I'm standing. The officer comes up to me, tells me I gotta keep moving. I'm like, why? And he puts his hands on me, and next thing I know, it's a shoving match. And he's grabbing on me, and several other officers come and they're grabbing on me, and someone's videotaping this. The only part is they don't catch it from the beginning, because I go get a lawyer and everything, So they're, basically they sprayed me with pepper spray. It's like 6 officers. I went to Kaiser.
You have been a victim of police brutality.
Oh yes, that's why I feel so adamantly about this. I'm just like, this is like a culture that's been brewing, and now it's gotten to the point. I mean, I could have been, if that would have happened now, I would be dead. They would have shot me. That's the culture. Back then, they just used pepper spray. I'm talking about maybe 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pretty much 20 years ago. They used pepper spray back then. Now they're using guns and bullets. So I lucked up because I lived in a generation where a police officer would use pepper spray. Some of them would even talk to you. Some of them would actually talk to you and be like, hey, da-da-da-da-da. I've had many run-ins with police officers. I'm a black African-American male growing up in the inner city of San Francisco. Of course I'm going to have run-ins with the law. I lived and grew up in the hood. I grew up in Valencia Gardens before they tore it down and made it townhouses. I lived in Hunters Point. I grew up, I'm born and raised in Fillmore. I lived in Lakeview. You know what I'm saying? Involved with that, but I mean, outside of that, I can't really speak 100% on what they have and have not done.
That's all right.
So,
but you know what? You hear these horns honking.
Yeah.
That's support from the people.
I love it, man.
So the people
I love
are supporting us. How do we turn that support, that casual horn, into a more visible and meaningful support?
By continuously doing media updates. More and more people are hearing about it. I mean, because if you only do it once a week or once every 4 days, people are going to skip out on it. They're going to miss it. I mean, because even myself personally, I don't even watch the news because it's too depressing. There's too much turmoil going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? I got enough turmoil in my life. I don't need to turn on the TV and see more turmoil. So, but even still, when you channel surfing, or even when you're watching a sports event like my myself, you know, sports events comes on Channel 7. They come on Channel 4, Channel 2 occasionally, you know. You're still going to get that news interruption like, hey, this is what's going on. So, we need the media help. People read, people do stuff through the internet, you know, these little blogs and whatever, Facebook, social media. I mean, there's several ways to just open people's eyes to what's going on in San Francisco. Because this is a beautiful city, man. And it's just changing so much and so rapidly that it's not what it used to be. You know, people used to come here just to visit. They see how beautiful the culture is and all the different cultures involved and how people treat one another here. People wound up coming and then never going back to where they came from. And as beautiful as that is, that's actually a secondary problem because of gentrification. And that's how that began. So, of course, that's a whole. It kind of goes hand in hand if you really think about it, because they're killing us off just so they can make more money.
Let me ask you this last thing. Anything you want to share with us? Final thoughts. When you gonna get a meal, man? What's up? How long is it gonna go?
I don't know when I'm gonna get a meal, to be honest with you. I didn't come in this thinking, oh, I'm gonna get a meal in a week, or I'm gonna get a meal in 2 weeks, or I'm gonna get a meal in a couple of days. Because we know nothing happens overnight. Look what happened with the civil rights movement. That took years. And I know these men ain't finna give up their job like, oh, they're starving themselves, let me quit. We need pressure from the people.
How can the people support you besides honking their arms? Tell
They
me.
need to call Mayor Lee. There's people who have funded their campaigns, who know this is wrong, who know these cop killings are wrong. They need to call Mayor Lee. They need to email Mayor Lee, whatever they need to do. They need to inform or let Mayor Lee, like, hey, what are you going to do about this situation? Are you really going to let these people sit down here and possibly starve themselves to death making a statement because of your police force? Like, is your police force really that spectacular? Your police force is so top-notch in all of this country. We talking about, let's just talk about let's not even engage in the country because we know this is happening on other, let's just talk about the Bay Area then. Is San Francisco really the gold standard of the Bay Area as far as people relations and officers? Is that what Mayor Lee is trying to tell us? Because we don't see it. That's why we out here.
Let me ask you this. You know the Longshoremen, International Longshoremen Warehousemen's Union is going to shut down the ports on May 1st.
Okay.
People
May
don't
Day.
know, and then they're going to march against police terror. What do you think about that?
I think that's great. Because, you got to hurt their pockets. And that's a way of hurting their pockets. And May 1st, May Day, that's a good day of all days to do it. But I hope that it becomes more of a consistent theme, because just doing it one day ain't really it's still gonna open a few eyes here and there. It's gonna make a lot more people more conscious. But come on, man, that one day that's chump change to them. It's like one day, you know what I'm saying? That short thing's going on 7 days, 365 damn near. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I appreciate that. And I think more people need to do things like that. That's a statement. We gotta build on them. I don't want to belittle it. I think it's awesome because it still hurts their pockets for that day. They still gonna feel it, But at the end of the day, it's still the next day is back to normal. It can't be back to normal the next day. Just like when this hunger strike, if and whenever it ends, things can't be the same when this ends. The San Francisco PD can't still be going around killing us when this is over. statement about police brutality, you know what I'm saying, and homelessness, mind you, because it's still, you know, homelessness is still a big problem in the city of San Francisco. And we got the most money out of anybody. Out of anybody, man. Come on, you kidding me? Man, and they try to say there ain't no money here, man. We are funding fucking wars here, man. So let's not get it twisted, man. Some of that money that is funded for them wars, the Gulf War, all of that, Iraq, some of that money comes from here in San Francisco, California. Do not get it twisted. Come on, let's stop BSing the people, man. So, I don't know.
Thank you very much, brother.
Yes, sir.